Because this gives me some hope that they're actually willing to change stuff. Alright, so I mean, I guess the first line is the thing everyone is hyped for, right? Or every Siege player at least. But then again, I guess people build like 10 Windies. But he's kinda useless now, right? If he doesn't shield himself. So maybe that's a little bit too harsh even. But I guess it's fine. Like he's a 4-star unit that was meta for like 5 years. Oh, a ninja. Thanks man for the 6 months. He's weak for sure. I mean, I guess he still can't get defense broken, which is alright. But it's... like, I wouldn't use it. I mean, I don't have a single Windy built anyways. Actually, I probably do for RTA. Yeah. He's way worse in RTA now. GG. Alright, so here's the Scribble nerf. I don't know, I never really thought Nikki needed a nerf, but I guess her win rate... like, I feel like Comtus only cares about win rate. So I guess they nerfed her. That's rough. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Veronica got the biggest nerf by far. Like, this looks like she's still fine, and she is still fine. But I would probably not even put her top 5 anymore. She's probably still like top 15 material. But it's a really big nerf. It's a really big nerf. Like hella big nerf. But I would still say it's like one of the better of the 5s you can get. But it's not top 10 IMO. The thing is, it's a Sekhmet skill 3 on every unit. And now you can also proc out of it on 3 units. So it's basically never... like, something will always go wrong now when you pick it. It was already like kinda hard to hit reset on everyone. And now even if you do, you're still getting procced on. By at least 1 unit. Almost always. Alright, so Dokkaebi Lord nerfs across the field. And then I guess they gave some like compensation buffs to the others. But I still feel like they're pretty fine. They're only 35% chance to stun now, right? Yeah, I feel like every Dokkaebi Lord is still good. Waterfat, I still feel like Waterfat. Actually, Waterfat guy might actually be a buff. It's close. Yeah, I would say it's like a slight net positive for him. I mean, Dark One just got strictly worse. Which I guess makes sense with the pick rate it had. Yeah, Dark One is a nerf for sure. Like, Dark One... like, Dark One's nerf is that it's capped now. This attack bar thing. Before it wasn't really capped. And S1 is also like the biggest on Gapsu, because Gapsu really likes to just cleanse himself and spam stuns. And proc and stun something else. That's big. Light Dokkaebi Lord? I mean... I don't know about this unit. It's weird. I kind of like it, but... I don't know if it's going to be like an RTA unit ever. It's kind of just a different... Hanwoo, even though it's nothing like Hanwoo, but it's just like strictly... arena stuff. Would have been nice if they like... I think they could have upped the crit damage even more and keep the no beneficial effect. And then just make it like a dungeon unit. Like make it a Serath. Yeah, then they nerfed Light Ava, right? Less absorb. So now if you like absorb and stun, you still get cut by Heigang. Which is a pretty big deal. Because like Light Eivor was a little bit better against Heigang than Ethna was. In terms of turn 1 disruption. But now you're still getting cut if you land a stun. Which is annoying. So yeah, that's a Heigang buff right there. I mean, Fire Eivor just basically gets the same thing that Water Dokkaebi got. Compensation buff. more damage. I don't have the Water Devil Maiden. But maybe she's decent. Like, now if you miss your trap, you can at least, like, push them back fully. Which is kind of big. So that's, like, pretty big in terms of consistency. She can trap again? Yeah, she can. But I feel like that's the biggest part. Like, now even if you miss, you're still disrupting. So you have, like, 2 chances to fuck them up. Kind of like Sagar with the pushback, provoke, and reset. Except he has 3 tries. Alright, Ritsu. Alright, so he decreases... Okay, I mean, that's stronger than slow with the 40% decrease. I kind of like that buff. I still feel like he needs a strip on his S2. But I feel like this Ritsu change is not that bad. Because the thing is, Ritsu kind of needs to lap the opponent to keep his passive up. And his main role is like keeping one unit never moving anyways. So slowing them down is not that bad, and then usually, if you lap them, you have your passive back up. You're gonna be moving a lot more. I kind of like that change. It's a bit hard though when his skill 2 doesn't strip. But it's mainly like a unit to deny turn 2. Like Junos can't cleanse when they're fighting Ritsu if they have the Shadow Trap on them, which is pretty cool. Alright, Chimera buff. So I feel like this first part with the strip, that's just like a fake, that's just filler. Because the thing is, Zerathus's biggest part about his passive is that it gets multi-hits, right? And you still need to crit for that. So the only thing this is good for is when you're glanced. Which is not terrible, but it's like... I don't know how much I like that. But then again, I feel like it would be too much if he didn't have to crit for the multi-hit as well. But I'm not sure, maybe it would be fine even if he didn't need to crit. But healing is nice though, like especially since he cycles with S2. You get to heal twice every time you refresh your buffs. That part I kind of like. But I feel like the first part doesn't really change much at all. Okay, I haven't really read the Geralt, so those are gonna be interesting. And they're gonna be especially interesting because I don't really know what they're doing right now anyways. I just know that Wind one gives itself a lot of buffs, right? And he decreases the cooldown of Dancing Star. What does that mean? Is that the single target skill or is that the AoE? Defense break. Oh wait, it's the bomb thing, right? Yeah, it's the bomb thing, okay. I mean, that sounds kind of fun actually. Like you're just spamming bombs. So it's a 2-turn cooldown then, right? If you have two more buffs. I don't think it's amazing, but it's still kind of cool, I guess. This guy's insane. Yeah, you can stun and bomb, right? Basically like Frigga can. Alright, so Fire one gets higher stun chance. I still feel like he just gets outshone by Reek and stuff, right? Especially because its base stats are so weak. Okay, light one 30 to 50. I don't know, I feel like light one probably needed something else on the passive instead of just straight up ATB. But maybe that's enough to like be annoying and just get random despair stuns. I still feel like it won't be picked that much. Oh yeah, and then like Dark one is the really wacky one, right? So he's gonna stun and bomb a lot more. But I don't know. I feel like Dark Geralt just has a passive to make his skill 2 an actual skill, but then he's lacking a passive, because the passive is just about a skill 2. In a way. Alright, so I mean, this one is probably not going to be that big of a damage increase. It's probably going to be like a 20% damage increase. Like, usually when they do this, they nerf the damage pretty hard. But I guess it's still something. It's also a little bit better with CD on low. Which is kind of nice, because you're already like skill 2ing for pretty hard. Alright, Holy Berry Cookie. But you can't even read the names. Oh, you still can't, but you can still read a little bit more now. Oh. I mean, that's basically the same buff. I feel like this buff they've given her like 3 times already. Or is that just me? Like, this exact change has happened like 4 times already. They're just doing it in like very small increments. But I guess it's fine. Alright, this one's probably like the biggest change in the patch. Or one of the biggest at least. So, Fire 1 gets less like heal amp. Goes down to 15. But the Fire 1 not being able to get stunned is crazy, because the only way you can like kill it as a CC team is usually by stunning it. So I thought that unit's gonna be really busted. The vanilla cookie. We'll see how it ends up. But I think it's gonna be a little bit too broken. We'll see though. Like, especially since Trip Revenge is so much better when you can't get stunned. There's like nothing you can do. I mean, Trip Revenge was already like the build for Fire Cookie, and that build got way stronger. Healing reduced by 25. It's only the heal amp. So you're not like losing that much healing. I still think it's a net positive for sure for Fire Cookie. Like, especially because Fire Cookie is almost only picked into CC units. And into a lot of Despair units. So it helps a lot. But yes, like in a Bruiser versus Bruiser fight, it's probably worse. But I don't think you usually pick it in those situations. Miss my thoughts on Insane Roots buff. I kind of like it, but I still feel like the S2 needs to have strip on it. Alright, so Tessarion. Okay, this one I read and it was kind of weird. I think this is a nerf, but I'm already like one of the bigger Tessarion haters. I think you should just have Irresistible Oblivion, and he's good. I think they could have like nerfed him like this if he had Irresistible Oblivion, but getting 3-turn Oblivion on a unit that's already Oblivioned, that's really shitty. Like, it sounds nice that they can proc out of it, but they can already, like, they already get a chance to proc out of it. Unless you proc on them. So it's really strange. But I guess it's an interesting change at least, but I think they should have kept this, if that's the only buff they're giving it. Because this is like really low impact, the effect that they added. Alright, Elsharion buff is crazy though. Because Elsharion, like, if you have the right Swift shield set for it, now you can just disrupt turn 1 as well. So, let's say you're fighting an Etna. You just straight up one-shot it with S2. If you're fighting a Sibala, you just push it back by 20%. It's actually a crazy unit now if you have the set. But it's really hard because you need to have OP shield runes. Sadly, I don't. But I think that's a pretty good buff. But I need to re-up some shield runes. Alright, Josephine getting a random buff. Is that fine? It's fine, I guess. I feel like usually Josephine's shield is not the thing that carries. And usually just gets stripped anyways. Fuck Josephine. I mean, I don't think it's needed, but I don't think it's gonna change too much. Alright, so... Okay, that's a decent Beth buff, I guess. The gouge change. Doesn't really change anything for Asima, though. But I guess it's alright. Okay, this change I like. It's weird, though, that Chandra gonna buff when he's already performing really well. But, dude, Beast Monk's probably like the best skill 1 in the game now. Maybe after Succubus. But, like, Succubus is next level. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure, like, Beast Monk skill 1 is the most loaded. They have a strip, they have an effect, and they have always crit. Like, and it's not even a conditional always crit. Yeah, Chandra dunks on Douglas now. Like, every Beast Monk just beats it. UGS1? I feel like now Beast Monks is better. Because you always crit. This also means that you can just go like full HP on Chandra too. Like, I'm just going speed HP now. It will be sick. Alright, so Isis change. I don't know what they're doing with Oblivion units. They're just like giving them weird. So I was thinking that like Seratu's change was weird, but at least he got recovery. Isis, they just... Okay, there's like 2 or 3 cases where it matters. But there's no way you're just looking at Isis and that's what you give her. Like, I feel really bad for Isis owners now. Isis owners need some love. This is not right. She needs either pushback or she needs irresistible, at least. Because it's always weird with these units that do like one thing and one thing only. And then just miss on an 40 unit. And then you're wondering why you ever picked it instead of Chompong that just almost always pushes it back. Even fire units. Maya buff. Is that a good Maya buff? Not really. I mean, I still like Maya, but I think they could have upped the provoke chance slightly on the skill 4. And that would have been a good buff. Because I think she has 50% now, right? If it was 65, it would be really strong. 50% is a little bit too low, but I think as soon as you get close to like 70 and 80, it would be too strong. I think 65 would be like a good middle ground. Because then you're almost like perma-provoking the whole team. While also stripping. So like if they buff Maya a bit too hard, she's like getting way too close to being peak Gurkha. Or even stronger. So they need to be a little bit careful, but I think this buff doesn't really make sense. It's still something though. I mean, Maya's base speed doesn't matter. Maya's supposed to be on trip revenge anyways. Maybe even on crit rate. I feel like the only way you would tune Maya is if you had like 120 base speed. And that's not something that you're gonna get. Alright, the Bay. I mean, I fought in the Bay like a week ago, right? It was pretty insane. I wonder if you get attack bar like as you kill stuff. Because what if you kill 3 units and then just move again? Probably not, right? I think it has to be the turn after, so you can't get it as you kill. But that's not like a terrible buff, but I still feel like the Bay is just so awkward in general. But like if he can get ATB as he's killing, then it's not that bad. Alright, so this was also very strange. They're buffing Douglas. Like, sure, the Dark and Wind one really hate this skill too. But that's the wrong way to buff it then. They should like remove this thing instead. And give it something else. Because now they're just buffing Douglas, which is already super strong. And the others don't really care at all for this change. So that's... This is like one of the weirdest changes in the patch, I feel like. Because this does nothing for Wind and Dark. And it does everything for for Fire. Which is already one of the best units. Douglas is weird and weak. I don't think so. I feel like Douglas is one of the best units. It's just that now we've had Douglas for so long that people just can't draft certain ways because of him existing. But I think it's good that Douglas can't be first pick at least, like Heigang. Like that's my main issue with Heigang. Like Heigang is just first pick. Yeah, we'll see how it looks after patch, but I still feel like Heigang is still gonna be the best first pick for almost everyone. Okay, so Star gets attack power. I mean, I guess she's used for Necro, right? That's about it. They first pick Douglas sometimes. I mean, that's true. My Douglas lost against Pinky. And after that, I was just mental boomed for the whole day. But it's fine, like, now with this buff, my Douglas won't lose that. Right? My Douglas is chilling now. Alright, so Brownies get more... They basically have their skill 1 on their skill 2 as well, I guess. Which is fine, that's just like siege defense stuff, right? For Orion and maybe Gemini. Alright, Hwahi buff. I don't think really matters, there's just filler. Or would this ever matter? Oh wait, it does matter, it does matter. Because it's the attack buff of all allies. So you can defense break, attack buff, and boost. He's OP now. Wait, so what happens if you play Fire Skydancer with Wind Blacksmith? And you just start stripping... Oh wait, is that the right unit? Doesn't Wind Blacksmith make it so you strip? When you have attack buff? Or is that someone else? Because that could be cool. Yeah, Wind Blacksmith. So you can have that as a combo. Which is kind of weird, but it's cool at least. Barbaric Kings. I think this is really good. Like, max HP is worth so much more than defense. So now you don't just get straight up one shot. So like, now I think Berserk is actually like a good thing with this change. Getting extra damage is definitely worth losing 30% defense. The Robos, 50% stun chance. I don't know about those self-destructing Robos. Man, I can't believe that they like kept the frigate change for the last line of all the unit changes, because this is probably my favorite change in the patch. I mean, Fire 1 gets to become like a Sierra, I guess. It bombs and can detonate bombs now, which is kind of cool. Yeah, Frigate is crazy. So Frigate has 75% chance to stun, 75% chance to bomb. And I'm pretty sure it's still gonna work the same way, so... Like, one bomb... Wait, you can probably like triple bomb a unit. Like, let's say you're fighting a Gapsu last. 1v1 with Frigate. Frigate is just gonna send 4 bombs onto Gapsu. And then what? He's gonna cleanse 1. And then he's dead. But yeah, I feel like Frigate, especially with this second buff as well. Like, if you're late game and he's like stuck in a 1v3 against a CC comp and you get 1 S2 off, you can probably just get infinite bombardments off. Because you're gonna get your full speed ahead every time a unit dies to a bomb. And you just keep stunning and bombing. And his skill 3 is pretty good against Heigang and stuff like that. So yeah, Frigate is probably the most exciting for me. Alright, so these changes are pretty cool. Because this gives me some hope that they're actually willing to change stuff that is... Yeah, to change more, like, game dynamics. Like, maybe we can get pre-ban now. If they're doing stuff like this. So, like, Despair is still better than it was initially. But now you basically have, like, if you're water hitting wind. What do you have? You basically have, like, 18, almost 90% chance to stun. Instead of 12.5. So that's decent. And I think Seal also needed a buff, like this Seal. And it's a pretty big buff as well, like I thought it would maybe just put it to 20. But 25 is a pretty big big increase at least. Yeah, Wind Seer gets 121 base speed. Which is kind of interesting, but I mean, it's probably just a better Lagmaron at this point. Except that you need crit rate. But now you can just spam your skill 3 and then skill 2. Turn 1. It's probably a pretty fun water cookie partner. I don't think it's going to be an amazing unit though, but it's still a lot better. Because now you hit your skill 2 threshold a lot easier as well. And the accuracy basically did nothing for her anyways. Wait, what? Look at this fail here. So, Light Cookie was not only like one of the worst LE5s, she also had the worst awakening in the game. She had 15% instead of 25. She just straight up had 15% awakening for resistance. So I guess that's pretty good for her. And I guess the skill is 2 turn CD now, right? Because there's no way Love and Peace is yeah, like Love and Peace should be 2 turn CD now, which is alright. Yeah, I know she has 25, but it's still interesting when everything else here is 25. even like the 2 other resistance or 3 other resistance awakenings are 25. Yeah, that's probably like a bigger buff than some of the things in here, which is nice though. Alright, so Beth gets more dots. I'm pretty sure that's not even worth it for her. Because now you're losing your accuracy for skill 3. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's a nerf, kind of, to Beth. Am I weird? What's up, Nicholas? Yeah, I feel like this change... Like, other change was a Beth buff for sure. But this buff is a nerf, I would say. Or, what am I saying? Like, this buff, this change, it's a nerf. Which is kind of odd. Savannah change I actually like a lot. I'm gonna try using Savannah. I feel like Savannah Chandra together are pretty crazy. Like you get slow debuff, you get ATB boost, you can protect Savannah, you get defense break, speed buff. And now you can actually put her on crit damage while still having like 50-60 accuracy with the artifact. Alright, Chasun. Okay, Chasun gets the immunity. I don't know who's still using Chasun. It was like 8 years since I last saw her. Ah, but maybe she's not that bad. Like attack buff immunity. But there's also Fran, so I don't know. Yeah, Chasun was meta at one point. She was like the strongest unit 8 years ago, 9 years ago. They're trying to bring her back. And yeah, Iris change I like a lot. So now Iris is 110. I mean, I guess every Meta Knight is faster. But I like the 110 Iris. I don't know what this barbaric thing is. Don't they usually have this up here? Like when they change for Trinity stuff? I guess they're just getting more attack, lose HP. So maybe we can like snipe Julianne's easier with barbaric now. But yeah, I'm gonna run some Chandra, Iris, Frigate, Savannah. Those are probably like the 4 units I like the most from this patch. I feel bad not saying Sarah too, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's like a solid 7 out of 10. It's better than both last patches combined. But it's still not like the best they've done. And like some of the things make me a little bit concerned. Like the Douglas buff. I don't really like too much. Maybe they nerfed Veronica a little bit too hard, but I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, pretty decent patch. Yeah, oh, wait, yeah, you're right. Fire Cookie. Fire Cookie is crazy. But, like, Fire Cookie's in a tier of her own.